every platformer needs a scrolling background to make the world seem larger and more dynamic. In this video, I'll show you how to create a scrolling background in Godot using the Parallax 2D node. We'll also look into how we can scale and repeat textures that aren't large enough to cover the screen by themselves. In the end, I'll also show how we can make a layer scroll automatically independent of our game's camera. The project so far has a moving player, a simple one-screen level made using a tile map layer, and a background made using 2 sprites. If you need help setting up something like this, then go check out my other platformer tutorials. Okay, so we can use a Parallax 2D node to create our first scrolling background. You might also find the Parallax layer node and the Parallax background node, but these are deprecated, so it's recommended to use the Parallax 2D node. The first background I want to move around is the one I already have here with the sky and the ocean. Right now, these are 2 static sprites, but we only need a 1 for our scrolling background. So I'm deleting a 1 and moving the other down as a child of our new Parallax node. I'm then also moving the Parallax node up in the scene tree, so the background remains behind everything else. To get our background to repeat, we need to set the repeat size of the Parallax node. With the Parallax node selected, we can go to the Inspector menu and find the repeat size. For now, this should be set to the size of the background sprite to make it repeat seamlessly. If you don't know the size of the background, then you can click on the texture property in the Sprites Inspector menu and find it here. Now the background repeats both horizontally and vertically. However, in my project I only need it to repeat horizontally. We can do this by setting the Y repeat size to 0. If we test the scene now, we can see that the background repeats, but nothing is really moving. The Parallax node has a scroll scale we can use, but we don't really have anything to compare the scale to right now. This is why we need a camera in the scene. I'm adding mine as a child of the player for now, so it will follow the player's movement. Now that we have a camera, we can adjust the Parallax node's scroll scale. The scale will be the node's movement relative to the camera's movement. Now try to set the X scroll scale to 1.5 and see what happens. Then set it to 0.5 and test again. We usually want things further away than the player to have a scroll scale less than 1. And things in front of the player should then have a scroll scale higher than 1. I want it to look like the sky and the ocean is very far away. It will be the background for anything else in the scene. So I'm setting the X scroll scale for the Parallax node to 0.1 for now. But we can always adjust this later when more layers have been added to the scene. Now we have our scrolling background, but I think we can agree that we still need to tweak a few things before this looks usable. First of all, it seems that the parallaxing can't really keep up with the movement. Sometimes there'll be a gray area here to the right. This is because our background sprite is smaller than the screen. What we want is a way to scale our sprite so it's at least the size of the screen. If we just scale it using the scale tool, however, then its texture will also be scaled, and this isn't really what we want. Luckily, it's relatively easy to scale a sprite so it repeats its texture instead of scaling it. With the sprite selected, we can locate its texture properties in the inspector menu. Here we should set repeat to enabled. Next we go to the region, enable this, and now when we set the width and the height of the region to something larger than the texture size, then the texture will automatically repeat itself. We only need the sprite to be as wide as the screen. But if we just use the screen size for the region size, then our background won't be able to repeat seamlessly anymore. Instead, I set the width to twice the width of the original image and keep the height as is. Now that we changed the size of our sprite, we also need to go back to our Parallax node and update the repeat size accordingly. The last problem I have with this is all the gray above and below the background. This exists because we didn't want to enable repeating the background vertically. If our original texture for the background had been larger than the screen, then we wouldn't have to enable repeat on the texture property. Instead, we could have set the height of the texture's region to a much higher value, and this would then only repeat the border pixels. Combined with setting the Y position to a negative value, we could then use this to stretch the background borders. However, we can't do this in our case, since we need to repeat the texture horizontally. Another solution could be to just add colored rectangles above and below the background. These should also be children of the Parallax node. And finally, we can also simply set the limits of the camera so it won't move outside our background. Here we can still see some gray at the bottom, but I would assume that this would be covered by tiles later. Limiting the camera is also useful if you just don't want the camera to move further to the left or right at the start or end of a level. You can use whatever solution fits your project the best, or combine them as you like. Using the same technique, we can then add multiple scrolling layers to our scene. I'm adding a middle layer that's still behind the player, so the X scroll scale should be more than what we used for the background, but still less than 1. If we added a layer in front of the player, then the scale should be larger than 1, so it moves faster than the camera. But I'm keeping this layer in the middle behind the player for now. Finally, we can also make our layers scroll automatically, independent of the camera. For this, we can use the autoscroll properties. I hope you liked this video, and remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell and all that if you want to see more like this in the future.